Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon. It's good morning still. It's Michael Beck and Chat GTM reporting live from the TimeForge booth here at the RSPA show in Las Vegas, Nevada at the beautiful Caesars Palace Hotel and Casino with Miss Audrey Hogan.
Hey friend.
This is my good friend. Every time I see her, I feel happy. How can you not? There's just so much joy and awesomeness in that face. And I always want to just come up and give her a hug. It's like, stop hugging me. It's kind of weird.
I have never said that.
That's true. That's
Ever.
true. Anyways, but let's talk about a different kind of love.
Okay.
So TimeForge.
Yes.
If nobody knew what it was, let's just start with that. What does it do?
Well, it does a lot. And so I'm not a believer in the elevator pitch.
No, I don't want elevator pitch. I just
like
want to know the problem you solve.
We help people love their jobs.
Okay.
And that starts from your entry-level employees who are on your front line all the way up to ownership.
Okay.
And everything in between. What we find, right, is people don't love their jobs when there's a culture breakdown.
Tell me about that.
I'm an ops person to my core, right? But I have an HR background.
Oh.
Okay. And that's a weird perspective.
Yeah, especially considering all the jokes I've told you over the years. Okay.
So I think a lot of people misunderstand the term culture, right? And they think it's fluffy and there's no way to quantify it.
Words on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And culture very simply just means the way we do things around here. Right. And so when you've got a culture breakdown, what that often means is there's a process or communication breakdown that's driving the culture breakdown.
No, I get it. But I mean, honestly, if I don't know what time I'm supposed to show up to work,
it's
if I can't communicate my needs.
Exactly.
Right.
And so we're helping with not the fluffy things, but those leading indicators that often are an employee keeps showing up late. An employee keeps calling off for their shift. Any of those little leading indicators, we're handling the schedule, we're handling the timekeeping. We can help with recruiting. We can help with all the HR compliance. We can help with all of the things that are factored into the employee life cycle. Our software does all of those things. But when businesses come to us, the first things that they say to us are that the increased communication and the smoother processes that the tool is driving are where they're seeing the biggest bang for their buck.
Well, fear stems from one thing and just not knowing what's going on.
That's the deal, right? And especially we primarily serve retail, restaurants, grocery, C-store, hospitality, hotels.
Yeah.
And it's really hard in shift work because if you're managing me, there's like 3 chances out of 4 that we're not even on the same shift.
Right.
How are you going to communicate effectively?
Right.
Is that through a chat that's cluttered up with everyone else's requests off that I have to scroll through and hopefully read when I'm in a hurry between shifts? And so really the communication breakdowns we see are just enormous in the industry. And we still just about daily, I run into folks who are still using sticky notes to manage who can't work when. And then they're surprised that it's not working and people are quitting.
Well, that's how you know something isn't working. If they go back to Excel, if they go back to sticky notes, that they've given up trust in whatever system they have and they're falling over to something else.
Exactly.
That's a leading indicator. Are you using something other than what they gave you to do the work?
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit of how you help with the communication.
Well, there's a few pieces. One, the most core, I think, is that every ops platform on the planet is just a communication tool.
Sure.
Right? It doesn't matter what problem it's solving.
Here's how much money we made. Here's who did what. Here's
reporting engine, dashboard, whatever. It's all communication. So everything we do is about communication. But we do have a few features that are really designed to facilitate the communication. And so on the scheduling, for example, right, an employee has an app. It's free. We don't charge for our apps. That's a thing.
Sure.
And so the employee can very simply submit their request for time off. I can't work on Thursday. They receive their schedule. They can check it on their phone. They can get text message reminders about what time their shift is. Everything is nice and smooth. And then we also have a messaging component. This is what managers get excited about, where they often use it for last minute no call, no shows.
Okay.
And so you can force send a text message to anyone whose cell phones are in there, which everybody puts their cell number in there because they want those text reminders. And so when you've got a no call, no show, you can blast out a text message to everybody who's in front of house or everyone who is in the deli department or whatever.
Right.
Going, hey, I need someone here at 2, please call the store or text me at blah, blah, blah. Right. So smooth.
So thinking about that, I'm skipping tracks a little bit here, but I think it's important to mention, I know, the best of the business, the CEO of your company is a friend of mine as well. And he shares things about the business with me and some special stuff. And I was really surprised to find out that your rules engine that you have is so powerful. You're not the only labor company using it.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that, because there is nuance in New York and California, Washington, and places with these very specific rules. Tell me a little bit how you protect companies from that, because I think that's a big part, right? Liability. Hello.
It's
right?
huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. And so one of the things that's unique about our solution is that it scales down and it scales up. And so we typically are targeting mid-market, but we have customers with 5 employees and with 50,000 who are happily using the software, right? And have stuck around for a long time. What we often find when I'm talking to a new prospect, when we start talking about the platform and the different modules and parts of the employee lifecycle it can help with, is usually they go, oh, let me grab the payroll lady. I'm like, no, this is not what we're talking. This is an ops solution. But payroll has to be handling the compliance. And what we often find when we start talking about it is payroll usually has compliance buttoned up very well. Retroactively.
Look back.
And so they're calculating the penalties, right? California, someone doesn't get their 30-minute meal period that they're entitled to. You're paying them an arbitrary extra hour of pay. Just because they took 29 minutes.
Is it premium pay or just an extra hour of pay?
Of their regular rate.
Got it.
Yeah. And so they're paying out those penalties, right? The payroll companies can do that. They're doing it very well. They've been doing it for years.
Right.
What's not happening is having a conversation with that manager going, hey, why did we have to pay this penalty?
And why do we keep doing it?
It's not just cost of doing business. It's preventive. Like, we help you prevent those by making sure there's a good plan on the schedule, that it's enforced at the time clock, that we're alerting managers when the plan isn't being followed and when employees aren't doing what they're supposed to.
So have you, and you may not have it available now, but I'd sure love to know some of the data you have around from when they were taking that as a cost of business to now we've remedied that, what the delta is. Like, do you know, have you any data on that?
It's significant.
Yeah.
And so I don't think we have any published case studies yet.
We're going to do white paper.
A lot of the Fair Work Week legislation, which everybody thinks California. Yes, California. But also Pennsylvania, Washington State, Oregon, New York, New Jersey, Colorado. I mean, it's all over the place. And
it'll probably growing too.
It will. It's continuing to grow. And what a lot of, especially the small businesses, I think they carry the most risk because there's so much administrative burden to comply that it's kind of like when the ACA passed. The small businesses are going, this is incredibly overwhelming. I don't have 20 hours to learn this. I don't have $20,000 to hire someone to teach this to me. I'm going to go head in the sand. Right. And then they look up and they're in the middle of a class action, or they have so many penalties piled up, and one employee filed suit, and now they have to pay out penalties for the last 7 years, and they're out of business.
It'll take them out.
It literally puts businesses out. And it's all because they're too busy. Right. And they don't even know that there's a better way and that there's a tool that could make it easier for them.
And so thinking about that, I would imagine that TimeForge, if you are managing some of those things, you also monitor any changes that come up that you bring to your clients saying, hey, here's a change that we see happening in the marketplace. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We actually have a really robust newsletter. You don't have to be a customer to subscribe to it. You can just get it at the website, timeforge.com. But we're sending out industry news. We're sending out, hey, minimum wage changes are coming. Periodically, I like to write guides, quarterly or so, going, hey, here's a minimum wage change. Here's how to adapt to it, how to deal with it incrementally, not last minute, how to plan and budget for it. Right. And so when those things are coming, we do our best to help empower the industry. We don't like to think of ourselves like a traditional vendor in serving the industry, but we're part of it. We're not adjacent to it. We're part of this industry, and we want to help serve the businesses directly every way we can.
Well, if you protect your clients, that protects their growth, and that in turn helps everybody, right?
100%.
So one of the things I wasn't aware of is that you have an applicant tracking solution as part of TimeForge.
We do, yeah.
And do you help potentially, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm very curious. Going out on a limb here. Do you help with job descriptions and things like that, or help how far down the rabbit hole does the ATS go? Is it listing? Is it purely taking people in? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we can do a lot of things. We're not a consulting biz, right? It's a software tool, but we do have quite a library of things that have worked for other customers, and we've been doing this a long time, so we can coach you on best practices.
Yep.
And if you do want help developing your HR manual, we know all those people, right? Like, this is our business.
Yep.
We know these things. So we can help with that side of it. But on the applicant tracking side, we help, we actually even help with recruiting. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah. So even before you get an applicant and have a candidate going through the whole process, we help you find them. So we have an additional applicant source that pre-pins whatever your applicant flow looks like. So we're not replacing Indeed. We're not replacing any of these other candidate flows. We're just throwing on a hyper-local recruiting engine. And so I get to speak at a lot of HR conferences and in lots of rooms with people who nerd out about compliance as hard as I do. And one of my favorite things is stumping a room full of HR ladies by asking the question, what is the most important thing to an hourly shift worker when they're applying to a new job?
If I take a swing?
Yeah.
Geography.
It's proximity.
Boom.
You're a fantastic HR lady.
You asked me before.
Oh, no. I totally did. I remember now.
I'm not that smart.
And so we help with the hyper-local recruiting. So we're finding people who are at like the golden 5 miles around your store. Right?
Yeah.
And then the applicant flows from that process into your job board where there's a job description, there's a custom job application. It's a cash handling position. So you want the cash handling job application. You want the cover letter if it's a management position, whatever that looks like for her position. And then the managers can track who they're working with and rate them, make little notes so that it's all centralized. You can see whether your managers are getting back to candidates in a timely manner. It's shocking how often that doesn't happen. Yeah. And then when you hire them, they flow right into the rest of TimeForge to fill out their onboarding paperwork and their I-9s and their W-4s. And we have an E-Verify integration. Wow. So it's all seamless.
Perfect. And so sounds like that part is really engineered toward frontline workers and on the ground. Are you hiring any in executive suites as well, or is it mostly engineered for frontline?
That's mostly engineered for frontline. We do have like GMs and store managers will go through that, but typically like at a corporate group, where we help on the applicant side is actually through our surveys engine. So we have a very robust surveys and performance reviews engine. And so our surveys engine is fantastic when you're doing the executive search.
Interesting. So quick pivot as we land the plane, as they say, thinking about this event in particular. One of the things, it might be my first one. It might come when I was back with the CBS early on, but this is a very partner heavy show.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think more than any other event I've ever been to, this is all about the interconnected nature of these partnerships and dependencies and relationships. If somebody wants to partner with TimeForge, or the people that you're looking to partner with, who is that? What do they look like? What do they sound like? What kind of businesses are they?
Yeah, I think VARs, especially, right, value-added resellers, are realizing that there's lots of other things besides point of sale that add value. Yeah. And so that's a conversation I get excited to have every single time, is going, hey, this is how you make your merchants see you as the hero by adding value through these tertiary things. And one of their highest operating expenses, that's the most controllable expense they have, is labor.
Yep, absolutely.
And so we're always looking for referral partners, but really to know whether you're a good fit with us is, hey, are the people, like, do you have employees, right? That's probably a good business. Probably. But if you're looking to be a partner, do the people who trust you have employees? And are they trying to figure out how to optimize that in any way?
God. Well, let's land the plane here. So, Audrey, what shows are you going to be at next? I'm always curious how people find you if they see you here where can they see you next?
Yeah, I actually, I think the only show I have for the rest of the year is the Women Grocers of America Symposium in like September.
Women versus America?
Grocers.
Oh, I was going to say Women versus America.
That sounds like a game show.
I know. I was ready. I'll be America. Let's do it. Okay. So TimeForge is going to be women. What was it? I want to make sure.
The WGA, the Women Grocers of America.
And where's that at?
I don't know. Atlanta, maybe?
Oh, all right. We'll find out more. We'll come back to you on that. So, well, Audrey, thank you as always. I mean, one of my favorite people in the industry. If you don't know her, just come by. She'll make you feel good about herself. She's just an impressive professional. She's always funny, always witty, and even more importantly, well-informed and super helpful. And I consider her a personal friend. It's always an honor and a privilege to come by and spend time with her. And I promise you, if you're just curious about what TimeForge does, you're probably going to walk away feeling the same way that I do every time I see Audrey and Anthony and the people on the TimeForge team. So I encourage you to stop by.
Thank you so much.
Wow, you're ended with a hug.